Hello everyone! In this video, we will be discussing a new calendar website we have worked on called TimeDrop. TimeDrop is a browser-based software application that stores important events in a calendar that the user can create and add tasks on the to-do list as well. The goal for this project is to remove distractions and pop-ups and provide the user with an easy-to-use, simplistic interface to help organize their lives.
Key features include logging in, signing up for users without an account, adding a new calendar and giving it a name like work, school, health, and so on, adding or removing events to specific calendars, removing the entire calendar, and logging out. All of said functionalities are kept simple for a user-friendly application. So now one may ask, what is the purpose of multiple calendars? Well, to put it simply, you do not want to put all of your eggs in one basket. Each calendar is thought of as one life aspect a college student or worker experiences, and thus needs to keep track of their timely events and tasks in its dedicated category. This allows the user to gain clarity and prevent them from feeling overwhelmed. On the other hand, a user that looks at a congested calendar with every task from their work life combined with their social life will indefinitely experience burnout. Therefore, this is the motive behind TimeDrop. They may also add or remove tasks in the to-do list as well. As shown in the use case model, the user is directly prompted with the login page, where they can either log in or sign up if they do not have an account. If the credentials provided are valid, the user is directed to the home page, where most of the functionality will be. The home page will then extend the calendar and the to-do list. The users can select a specific calendar to add or remove events or delete the entire calendar if not needed. They may also add a new calendar with a name the user can provide. The user can also add or remove tasks on a to-do list that is located on the right-hand side of the homepage. More specifically, adding an event will require the user to enter a name, date of completion or a due date, and due time on said date. Likewise, the user may also add a description if they so desire. Here's a quick demo of our functionalities.
The non-functionality of the website refers to the system attributes. One example of this is security. The web page requires a username and password of an existing account before proceeding to the home page. If the input is invalid, the user will be given a message displaying that their input is invalid. Another attribute is supportability. The user may access the website using any modern internet web browser. The next non-functional requirement is the performance of the application. Performance, as said in the documentation, should take up no more than 500 megabytes of memory, which was the initial threshold. However, this threshold is more than sufficient to operate this application. This was concluded after thorough testing of the web pages and navigating the site. On a Windows operating system, the Task Manager averaged to display no more than 30 megabytes, whereas on Mac OS, it would display only a marginal difference to what was displayed in Windows. The different technologies we use to create the website are HTML and CSS for the front end and JS or JavaScript and Python Django for the back end. The front end is what the user can see and interact with on the web pages. HTML or hypertext markup language displays the different fields and buttons to navigate the site. Alongside HTML, we used CSS or cascading style sheets to design the layout of the web page, like how the buttons should look or where the input fields are displayed. The back end is what the resulting actions are after a user has interacted with the web page. In simpler terms, it is what the user does not see. We implemented JavaScript to perform validation when signing up to make sure the user's information satisfies some requirements, like the password must be longer than 8 characters and must match, and email is in the correct format, such as @gmail or @outlook.com, and make sure the user does not leave certain fields blank, like leaving the name of the calendar blank or no time was provided when making a new reminder. JS is useful when checking fields alongside a web page. We used a database called Django, which is written in Python, to store users' information and the calendars and events that are made. This will also store the user's credentials so they can log back into their account and view their calendars and lists.
Regarding the design architecture, TimeDrop was developed as a website-style system and consists of an application interface that the user interacts with, as discussed before, and a Django SQLite 3 database that stores all the user-created calendars, tasks, and credentials. The TimeDrop class diagram consists of each of the classes important to the functionality of the application, which includes the user, homepage, database, calendar, combined to-do list, monthly calendar, and specific to-do list classes. Each of these classes have their own specific attributes and methods that allow the user to have functionality. For example, the user has a first name, last name, email, username, and password attribute. The homepage has a list of calendars and a compiled to-do list attribute, along with an add calendar, remove calendar method. The database has a user info and stored info attributes. The calendar has a name attribute. The combined to-do list has a task title, task due date, task due time, and task description attribute, along with the add task and remove task method. The monthly calendar has a current date and list of day tasks attribute, and then the specific to-do list has a calendar location, task due date, task due time, and task description attribute. The TimeDrop package diagram consists of two packages: the database package that consists of all the tasks and calendars each specific user has created, and the user package that consists of all the user information and credentials. Regarding development, TimeDrop can be developed using any web browser in a virtual environment setting for now. Anyone can download the necessary source code from their GitHub repository and run the application on their personal computer. With the creation of TimeDrop, we met approximately twice a week to discuss the layout and features of our website, while also updating the documentation. During these meetings, each member was kept up to date and everyone is able to gain knowledge about each part of TimeDrop. Along with that, everyone was given the chance to voice their opinions and work on this project as a unified team. Furthermore, each member had a role. Sai Mitapali was the team administrator, Abdullah El-Tam was the team manager, Mohammed Momin Rahman is the quality assurance engineer, and Mohammed Akil was the team coordinator. The team administrator was in charge of keeping up-to-date status of team progress and keeping log. The team manager was in charge of keeping track of individual progress and making sure the GitHub and code is running as intended. The quality assurance engineer was in charge of making sure the final artifacts are of good quality and making sure of all technical accuracy. The team coordinator was in charge of taking notes of what is talked about during team meetings and making deadlines for necessary artifacts. For the documentations, we used Google Drive to organize our files, and the content was then transferred onto the corresponding templates. And for the coding portions, we used GitHub to keep track of the changes in the code and add in new files. Regarding the timeline of this project, TimeDrop started in September, when the team members discussed what the project should be and what the name and purpose of TimeDrop should be. The next month, October, the documentation and project requirements were thought out in order to have a concrete idea on how to implement the project. During November, the project's design methods were figured out and TimeDrop was constructed and tested. Finally, during December, the presentation of TimeDrop is being created.
Of course, there are things to improve this site. Firstly, we need to make sure there is an added layer of security so someone else does not gain access to someone else's account, such as security questions, or verify the email address and phone number provided by the user. Secondly, the user should be able to view their own personal information and make changes or corrections to it. A functionality to add is the ability to send reminders via email or text messages so the user can be reminded of the upcoming events without having to log into the website. There should also be an edit function to make changes to the existing events or tasks. Also, the use case model should be up to date while making the actual site, as some functions are currently not present, like adding an existing Google Calendar, importing an existing calendar, or color coding the different calendars. Furthermore, linking the website with many other apps such as To-Do List app, Reminders app, Canvas app, where the tasks are imported automatically, could add a different dynamic to the website and improves the overall user experience.
To conclude, TimeDrop is a simple interface website that is made for those who need to set reminders of their upcoming or day-to-day lives. Although the website has room for improvement, we believe we have made great progress and may continue to work on adding necessary functionality and security. Thank you for watching.